name is Elizabeth Mans, and I'd like to welcome you to the April 4th Coalition Show. This is the March 11th, 2024 edition of the show. It is the 490th one that we have done since the closing of the North Adams Regional Hospital, and the 30th since its announcement of its possible reopening. The April 4th Coalition's mission statement is, we are for workers' rights and collective bargaining rights and are against tax breaks for the rich and corporations who ship our jobs overseas. As is our custom, we're going to say thank you to Michael Putnam, who is the Community Radio Program Director for WMNBLP 107.1, for airing the audio portions of our shows on Fridays and whenever else he can squeeze it into the schedule. And to the fabulous staff here at Northern Berkshire Community Television Corporation for helping us produce them. So thank you, Joanne Hurlbut, David Fabiano, and Nicole A. Brown. And as you may have noticed, we skipped our traditional reading of the articles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights because Dick tells me that they're going to appear in a special video that he made.
Yeah. The Mass MoCA Union, members of the UAW, are on strike, and we went down there in support of them, and I took some videos. And so it's about a 14-minute video, so I wanted to share with the community what was going on. This was the first day of the strike. Very good weather. They've had bad weather today. They had bad weather yesterday. But that's the thing about a strike. It's not always, sunny. But let's hear that 14 minutes, and then we'll critique it. Hello, Olga.
Hi, how are you?
And your name is?
Olga Brodastova.
And what is your job with the union?
I'm the president of Local 2110 UAW.
And you're on strike today?
Yeah, our members at Mass MoCA here in North Adams, Massachusetts are on strike today, starting today. It's an indefinite length strike, so they'll be out there for as long as it takes to get a fair contract.
What are the major contentions in the labor dispute, in the negotiations, the disputed information in the?
Well, technically negotiations are over a reopener on wages, so compensation is the primary concern, but the attitude at the table is really just emblematic of the general attitude from the museum towards the union. They truly feel like the workers are expendable. They don't take care of their own people, and our members are struggling. They're living paycheck to paycheck, and the cost of living increasing exponentially here in Berkshires. And also, there are instances of really, dangerous and hazardous environment, like museum telling people to remove asbestos without proper equipment. Doing it unlawfully as well. So it's really just a piece of a bigger puzzle where the museum is, trying to save money on the workers while creating management jobs that are much higher paid.
Yeah, so it's a form of exploitation, I would say. They're exploiting the people at a lower wage. And
they're just not providing fair share so that people could survive.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep.
How's it going?
Very good.
What's going on today? You're on strike?
We are.
But they're not treating you well in there?
No. Not a lot of money.
You're not compensating you at the wage that is a livable wage.
That's right. Yeah.
And how long have you worked there?
I've been here 20 years.
20 years.
Making minimum wage.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The minimum wage for Massachusetts?
Yep.
In 20 years, there's been no increases. It just stays right with the minimum wage. That's not just.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I'm here.
Yeah, that's good. Well, listen, you guys, good luck.
Thanks. We need it.
Yeah.
Marcus Hart. Hi, Dak.
Hi, Nance.
He's not looking for it.
Hi. How you doing? Hi, Brad.
How are you?
Good, thanks. You're out here on strike?
Yes, I am.
You've worked many years in your life.
Yeah, I would say
How many years have you been working here at MoCA?
probably since 2017. 16, 17, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and you voted to go on strike?
Yeah.
And it's in the major sticking point right now,
Wait,
wage.
I would say.
What are we asking for? What are you asking Mass MoCA for? What's the wage? Is it the minimum $18.25 what they're asking for?
That's what
Yeah. Well, thank you, Brad. I'm just going to get these people coming in here.
Join the picket line today. Hey, join the strike for higher pay. Hey, join the picket line today.
Join the strike for higher pay.
Hey, join the picket line today. Hey, join the strike for higher pay. Hey, join the picket line today.
Hey, join the strike for higher pay. He's gonna march. Look at that smart.
This jagged drinking juice all busted on the wall. I stay sober the rest of my days, never touch the stuff at all. I never
You want to talk?
stuff at all. How many times you promised me you never drink that?
We're out here fighting for a contract. We are the union too. A little bit louder, three. We're out here fighting for a contract. We are the union too. A little bit louder, three. We're out here fighting for a contract.
How you doing?
Pretty good, are you?
Good, thanks. You're here to perform today
A little bit.
in solidarity?
I'm a UC attendant with the union. Just
You-
here to play a little bit of music. Yeah.
Play any Woody Guthrie?
I don't know.
What is? You're planning on doing some union songs though, or?
Maybe a couple here and there. I'm still working on learning that.
Yeah, what's good? Hi, and you also work at the union?
I'm in
Yeah.
at the museum.
At the museum, yeah. So, you're striking for higher wages and better working conditions? Do they treat you with respect?
It depends on what they want.
Yeah.
I would say it's hard to be heard sometimes. 16.25 an hour is not going to happen. No one can live on 16.25 an hour. And anyone who says they can has never been getting 16.25 an hour.
No.
I mean, Cumberland Farms, their starting wage is like $17.50. McDonald's. I'm sorry, but if you look at these restaurants, all the places where people have jobs, low-paying jobs, and then there's us. So you're up here with minimum wage, and
So we're doing this for the April 4th Coalition Show. We're a local public access TV show, and we're for workers' rights and collective bargaining rights. And we're against tax breaks to the rich and corporations that ship our jobs overseas. So thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Fighting for a contract. Woo! All right. Yeah, you're up.
Okay, what's next? Okay.
Take it.
Take it away, everyone. Well, I think first.
Please.
What are all singing? What if the lyrics come to you? Right, I'll start asking. They're scattered.
Article 23 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Everyone has the right to work, to free choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work, and protection against unemployment. Everyone, without any discrimination, has the right to equal pay for equal work.
Every minute, every hour, unions strong.
Everyone who works has the right to just and favorable remuneration, ensuring for himself and his family
Every
an
minute,
existence worthy of human dignity and supplemented, if necessary,
every minute,
by other means of social protection.
worker power. Every minute.
Everyone has the right to form and join trade unions for the protection of his or her interests.
Thank you very much. When reading that, does it remind you of anything about how it is here working at Mass MoCA? Do they respect those universal rights of human beings?
No, but neither of us work at Mass MoCA.
Oh.
We're not the best to talk about it.
We're here in solidarity
Okay.
with Mass
Yeah,
MoCA workers,
That's
with the Western Mass Area Labor Federation.
Thank you very much for coming here. Hi, Jim. Hi, Jim. How you doing? I'm following you today.
Good.
You're out here in solidarity with the Mass MoCA workers?
Well, I'm one of them.
You are one. Okay, and you're on strike with them. That's great. How long have you worked here?
8 years, my 8th year.
Wow.
I've been a member of the union for a much longer time, but 8 years for working here.
So it's great that you're out here supporting your fellow workers and trying to get a just and favorable wage.
Well, I feel I'm very lucky, personally, but I think a lot of other people here, it's a very big deal. Me, not so much perhaps, but for others, yeah, very definitely, very important.
So you're showing your solidarity.
Exactly, right. Yep.
Well, thank you, Jim.
Look at that, my sign here.
All right. Is this the first time you've ever been on strike?
Yes.
And how long have you worked it?
Well, I'm 81 years old, so this is my first strike. 81.
Who knows what's going to happen next year?
Who knows? Right. Yep. Good Lord willing.
That's right. Take care now.
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye now. How's it going? You're out here on strike supporting all your fellow workers?
Certainly am.
Yeah. How long have you worked at Mass MoCA?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Fun. A lot of fun. Retired, been here part-time 6 years, so I'm ready to go.
That's good. Take
you later.
care now.
Bye.
To show that showing the solidarity throughout Western Massachusetts in labor. Thank you. Hi, Nance. How are you?
Good, and you, Dick?
Good, thanks. And your whole name? Can you give us your full name?
Nancy Georgie, Giorgi.
And you've worked at this site a long time ago, also.
I worked at Sprague Electric for 22 years.
And you participated in the strike at Sprague?
I participated in a strike at Sprague in the 1990s.
And now you've come to work at Mass MoCA?
And now we're on strike again.
And things, the location hasn't changed and the working conditions
Haven't changed.
no. So you're out asking for higher wages, a decent wage.
Yes. We need a higher pay. Cost of living When strikes closed in 2002 on Brown Street, I was making $15 an hour. Now I'm only making $16.25, 22 years later.
22 years later, wow.
And it comes out to about a nickel a year.
Hold on.
That's not enough.
No, it's not enough to raise a family. Cost of rents have gone up, cost of food's gone up, everything's gone.
Yeah, a few Susan B. Anthony's would be good to boost that up a little bit.
Yeah.
A few dollars an hour. So thank you so much for all your hard work and all that you've done for our community and you and your family. But thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was psychotic.
That's great. I couldn't get any more. You better not try standing my way as I'm walking out the door. Take this job and shove it. I ain't working after all. You're my wonderwall.
Worried? I don't think he's worried about me taking his
not only a story
place.
about documentary, but it's hard when you're moving like that to be doing it. And you got to get them to coax out. But we thank you for showing it, Dick, and for taping it, because North Adams needs a reminder that unions are around and that workers still need what they needed 10 years ago.
They need a living wage.
Everybody
Poverty
needs a living wage.
is the as they say in that the group that we talked about last week, the
poor
People's March or whatever. Poverty is the fourth largest killer in the United States. People dying of poverty. And people need a living wage.
They have a right to be able to support their family, feed them, clothe them, house them.
Right.
They shouldn't have to work 4 jobs to accomplish that goal.
I talked to one guy, him and his girlfriend together, they have 5 different incomes that they're working out of, just to make ends meet. It's, if you got time, that's one of the things that ways you can support them. You can join them on the picket line, just go down there and stand with them. They're our neighbors. Get to know them. Get to know, I've talked to many of them, many different backgrounds. I talked to a young lady, she's from Hawaii. She went to not Smith College, she went to Mount Holyoke College, and then she became a designer, doing graphic design, but she's working at MassMocha, she's out on strike. There's really, really interesting people, and they're very intelligent, hardworking. They just want a just and favorable wage.
Because I was looking at the piece of paper that you have out there, and currently, the majority of them are earning $16.25
Yes.
per hour, and Mocha is offering them $17.25 an hour, but they want to cap their salary at $35,880, which is not working a full year, unless you're part-time.
Yeah, I talked to the staff representative of the IUE. His name was Brian Waterman, and he's negotiated a lot of contracts this year. And he said that most people are getting a little bit over 4% raises just because of the amount of inflation. And I think that's what they're asking for. It's like a 4.5%.
Right, just to keep up with inflation.
Yeah, just to keep up the way things are.
And apparently in Berkshire County, you need at least 43.6 if you're to 47,000 for a single person, let alone a family, which is 117,000.
That's the full-time rate, yeah.
So when you think about it, they're not anywhere near what's needed.
We've always advocated that if you're a nonprofit in Massachusetts, that you're getting money and you're getting tax breaks because you're a nonprofit. You should have a member of the employees or a union representative on the board of trustees. There should also be a limit, like no one at that nonprofit should make more than 7 times the base salary of one of those. We heard that they're ordering people to remove asbestos without proper equipment. That's one thing that they're accusing. That's one thing that the union president, and just dumping it, they weren't, they've called OSHA on it, so
Yeah.
This is what I heard on the picket line, so, you know, I'm just going by what I was told. So there are a lot of glaring,
Does it sound familiar, Mike, from your time when you worked at Mass MoCA?
Big difference now.
Well, they had the strike,
Yeah.
but management never cared particularly to follow OSHA standards for anything, as I
Oh, no,
remember.
we had to put them through OSHA.
You had to educate them on
That was-
OSHA.
Yeah, they had
and what happened?
OSHA did come down, and I had pictures of it,
They said you were just a disgruntled employee,
Right.
right?
until they seen the pictures I took, and I was kind of quiet.
Then they got fined
Yeah, it was $9,000.
$9,000. Well, they must have been doing something wrong.
Well, that's what I think they got. Again, I think it was. Well, I know that, I feel it's a fair swap. I lost my job and before this.
Yeah, you were getting a lot of hugs, though, when you were down there. A lot of people remembered you
Yeah, oh yeah.
and Peggy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, so the strike, let's support them. What you can do is you can join them on the picket line. You can donate to our strike hardship fund for striking workers. You can tell Mass MoCA to do the right thing and offer a fair wage and a cost of living increase. Email Mass MoCA Director Christy Edmonds at kedmonds@massmoca.org. And then show support on social media. Follow and tag Mass MoCA Union at Mass MoCA Union or Instagram, and use the hashtag Mass MoCA Union, hashtag fair contract. I'm not good with those hashtags.
No, and
But anyways, yeah.
not much they can do about it. It has to be long, I guess.
Yeah. There was a nice article on the first day in the Berkshire Eagle, you know, and what was that quote at the top that drew your attention?
What drew my attention is workers need the money just to make ends meet. Moreover, the union asserts that the museum has increased the number of higher paid management positions at the expense of the unionized staff, which is a fairly standard pattern wherever you go, is that they add duties to the various members, you know, give them decision-making ability that they otherwise wouldn't have, and then they go, ding, tap, you're now management. You're no longer you can't be part of the union anymore. It's a famous tactic.
Yeah, I was interpreting that differently, though. I was just saying that they're just giving raises to people.
Right, they're giving wages to management,
Yeah.
because after all,
They're
MoCA
having
can't
a
survive
lot of
without management.
high management people with high salaries at the expense of the lower wage. Another issue that was in our community, and I'll just show you the headline, it says, community glimpses new NARH. So hopefully we can take that sign down by the end of the month.
We're looking forward to
Yeah, I
hopefully
went
being
and
able
took
to
a
take
tour,
that down.
and these rooms are beautiful. There's 18 single rooms, and they're state-of-the-art, the beautiful, nice space, the same size rooms that they used to have, but only one bed in them. But they had computers in each room, television, computers for the nurses' station in each room. So it looks great, and it looks very positive, and there were a lot of people there, and, you know, they were very thankful that BMC is finally doing this. Something, you know, we've gone 10 years without a hospital, but we're very grateful.
We are grateful that they do it, and we appreciate that they thought to do this when they kept an eye on the critical care access issue so that they could do this.
Right.
And yeah, single beds, let's hope it stays single beds in
Right.
some ways, because it's much easier to
But,
rest
You know,
when you don't have a roommate.
you know, when they closed that hospital, there were a lot of people that were refusing care, that didn't want to go travel to Pittsfield. They wanted to stay home. And so now they're going to have the ability to keep someone overnight. Plus, people can have surgeries that require overnight stays in the hospital. They won't have to push out the door, but they'll be able to keep you there. And it's just better for the community. I can't wait, because you're going to see a change. Just as you're driving down the road, you're going to see hospital signs on the road again.
Instead of satellite emergency.
Right. All it was a satellite emergency room. It wasn't a real emergency room. There weren't surgeons on hand to take care of a real emergency. So this is such a wonderful thing. I think that's when I first heard the news that they were going to reopen. I was driving on interstate highways, and every time I saw a hospital sign, I said, oh, I can't wait till we have those hospital signs back in North Adams.
Very good.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, and I know, because I know my boyfriend's been refusing to go for the past couple of years. Whenever he goes there, he ends up spending close to a day in the emergency room when his breathing gets off rhythm, because he doesn't want to take the ambulance ride down to BMC.
Yeah.
It's not that he doubts BMC care, it's just such an uncomfortable ride for
It
him.
is a long ride.
It's a very long ride when you're bouncing for 22 miles on roads
Right.
that aren't well maintained. So he's taken to refusing and stuff, and he went to the extraordinary step of having oxygen put in the house just so that when they let him go, he can still maintain, if he needs to, he can keep his oxygen oxygenated,
Well, that's good.
and stuff. But I remember he's refused the last few times we've been up there to go. So he just didn't want the ride anymore.
Yeah, well,
Hated
that's,
it.
it's really important to have one in a community. One person laughed at me when they asked me at that open house. They said, "Did you ever think this would happen?" I said, "Yeah, I thought for sure that hospital would open." And they sort of looked at me like, "You actually thought it was going to The hospital was there for 129 years. 129 years is a long time. There must be a reason for you to have an institution like a hospital.
For that long,
For
and
that
there
long.
must have been a need for it.
Yes, yeah.
And it's unfortunate that poor management led to its closure, shall we say.
Right, and insufficient backing from the government, not paying, because we have critical care access, there's going to be full reimbursement, I think over 100% reimbursement by the federal government with that critical care access.
Right.
Because we have a lot of poor people in our community, and so the hospital, it's not that they weren't serving people and that there wasn't a need for a hospital, it's just that the government wasn't reimbursing
sufficiently
because of the healthcare system that we have. Our healthcare system is
and that leads to your other plank that we often advocate for, which is universal health care.
Universal health care, that's it. Everybody in, nobody out. It's not a profit. It's not something people should be treated like cash cows to make money off of. This is people's health. We want health care. We don't want insurance. We want health care for all. One of the main reasons why so many people in poverty die, why it's the fourth highest reason people die, is because of lack of health care. People don't have health care. They don't get the tests that they need. They wait till they're seriously sick, and then they go to an emergency room, and it's too late. That's why we need universal health care. But
absolutely. And look at this, 24 seconds, 22 to go.
We just need higher wages.
Higher wages.
Better living conditions. We need a house. People need a home. People shouldn't be living in the streets.
They shouldn't need, when they're working, they shouldn't need to be on other forms of assistance.
Right. But there should be a minimum, a floor that everyone gets. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
There's power in a factory, power in the land, power in the hand of the worker. But it all amounts to nothing if together we don't stand. There is power in our union. Now the lessons of the past were all learned with workers' blood, with mistakes of the bosses we